You ever have one of those Fallout 3 moments that permanently rewires your brain, and that moment where the game stops being pixels and suddenly feels personal? Yeah. For me, that moment happened in the darkest, most radioactive hole in the entire Capital Wasteland, Vault 87. And it all started with a mutant who wasn't a monster.
Me? You care who I am? Forgive me. I'm not used to pleasantries. I'm more used to grunts and being struck about by the others. My name's Fawkes. I've lived in this cage all my life. Death. I suppose it is. When my captors placed me here, they were too stupid to realize this room contained a working terminal. I've spent all my life teaching myself to read and speak based on the information stored on the Vault's mainframe. Ironic, isn't it, yeah? Surrounded by the world's history, and yet my world consists... Because I'm a curiosity, an anomaly. They don't know why I'm different than they are, and I think it fascinates them. All the locked rooms in the medical wing contain failed experiments. Let me guess. You're here for the G.E.C.K. Am I right? I know what it is. I know where it is. And best of all, I know how you can get your hands on it. Because you can help me. Let me out of this place. I can't take it anymore. Take me with you. The chamber in which the G.E.C.K resides is absolutely flooded with radiation. It's unlikely you'd survive very long. Myself, on the other hand, have surprisingly inherited a useful... Let me out of here, and I... There's no way to prove it. I've already helped you by warning you about the radiation, so... Glad to see. Now, get... We can discuss this later. It is my... Is there something? At the end of the hallway, to your right, is a maintenance room. Inside, you'll find the fire control console for the medical area. Trip the alarm on it. Oh, a word of warning, though. Tripping the console activates a fail-safe and will open all...
Look, let's be honest. Vault 87 is the kind of place you don't walk into unless you're either desperate or clinically insane. But the G.E.C.K is in there, the one thing that can literally rebuild civilization. So of course I walk straight in like an idiot with a mission.
Finally! Freedom! True freedom! Ha ha ha! I cannot thank you enough for this gift. You have no idea how long I've pictured this moment in my mind, and it feels far better than I'd imagined. Now, for my part of the bargain, follow me.
Fawkes was in a cell, massive, glowing, but polite enough to make the Brotherhood look rude. He tells me about the G.E.C.K, how it's locked behind insanely lethal radiation chambers. At this point, I'm staring at a literal 7-foot green tank offering to risk his life for me. So I pull the lever, free him, and watch him casually stride through radiation levels that would have turned me into a microwave burrito.
Okay, you stay here. Beyond this door, the hallways and chambers are flooded with radiation. I'll get the case and bring it right back. Keep your eyes open. Many of my lesser-minded brethren are bound to stumble across us. Here's the G.E.C.K. Our bargain is complete.
A minute later, he comes back holding the G.E.C.K like it's a lunchbox. Mission accomplished, right?
Here's the G.E.C.K. I hope it's worth it. I'm afraid this is where you and maybe we'll meet again somewhere in the Wasteland.
Bethesda said, plot twist time. The moment I step outside Vault 87, I wake up in Raven Rock, stripped of weapons, G.E.C.K gone, surrounded by Enclave soldiers whose entire personality is, we have guns and daddy issues.
Sir?
Good work, soldier. Make sure the G.E.C.K is secured aboard my vertibird.
Yes, sir. I'll have the techs come down and remove it immediately, sir.
You're certain he's unharmed?
Yes, sir. He'll pass out shortly, but we can revive him.
Excellent. Prepare him for transport immediately.
Right away, sir.
So, you're awake. Let's keep this nice and simple. You're going to tell me the code for that purifier, and you're going to tell me now. I'll tell you what's going on here. You lost. The good guys won this one, and now we're just wrapping up loose ends. We've got the purifier. You're going to give me that code now, and save us all a lot of trouble. Maybe I'll... You know why. We can't start the purifier. Now I'm running out of patience, son. I want that code, and I want it now. You lie.
Colonel, I have need of you.
Mr. President, I have no time for other matters. I'll be with you shortly.
Now, Colonel.
Yes, sir.
Alone at last. I do apologize for Colonel Autumn's attitude. He's been under a great deal of stress lately. I've no doubt that you know who I am. I'm sure you've heard my radio broadcasts. I'd like to have a word with you face to face. I think there are a few things that you and I should discuss. You'll find your possessions in the locker near the door. I'll unlock the way for you. And I'll unlock your restraints as well. I'll be waiting for you in my office. Please don't tarry.
Hold it right there. You're supposed to be in that holding cell. You're not going anywhere. There's a full complement of guards in the next room. As soon as I get them, you're going back to your cell. In a body bag, if necessary. On whose authority? I have no records of that. You're supposed to be in a holding cell. Colonel Autumn is the only one authorized to see the President. Don't move. I'm gonna find out what's going on here. Mr. President, I'm sorry to bother you. This is Lieutenant Williams. I have an unauthorized individual here who says he's supposed to speak with you.
I'm surprised to hear from you, Lieutenant. I don't recall authorizing you to contact me directly.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry about that. It just seemed out of the ordinary. I apologize.
Apology noted, Lieutenant. Yes, I instructed our friend to come up to the control room. No questions, no interference. Am I understood?
I understand, sir. Again, I apologize for the interruption.
Allow our friend to pass and report to your superior for reassignment, Lieutenant, at once.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Attention to all Raven Rock personnel.
Then I meet the man behind it all, or the machine, President Eden, a pre-war AI who somehow thinks he still runs America. This is where Fallout 3 becomes peak Fallout. Eden tries to recruit me. He wants me to put a modified virus in Project Purity to cleanse the population.
Ah, but I have. I'm right here before you. How very open-minded of you. Kudos for embracing the reality of the situation, rather than railing against it. Let's get to brass tacks, shall we? There are some things I'd like to talk to you about. Our nation's capital is at a crossroads. The path that you and I choose here today will affect us all. I need you to act on my behalf to ensure that our country's future is secured. That's a bit of a bleak outlook, don't you think? The United States has fallen on hard times, yes, but it can be healed. You have that power to heal within you, if you allow yourself to act. What I ask of you needs explanation, so you understand why it must be done. Perhaps that will stir you to act. Our land is ravaged by mutation. The war was so many years ago, and yet we still suffer. We cannot move forward until humanity can gain us. To do so, we must rid ourselves of the mutations that have plagued us for so long. I believe your father's work can do that in a way unlike any other. I was hoping you'd see it my way. If the water purifier can be activated, it can be used to distribute toxins that will eliminate any mutated creatures upon ingestion. The longer it runs, the cleaner the world becomes. I need you to see that it starts running, and that the necessary modification is made. In front of you will be a vial of modified FEV virus. It can be inserted into the control console for the purifier. Doing so will inject it into the water supply, and the purifier will take care of the rest. You just need the code to activate the purifier. Simple, isn't it? I understand. It's an unusual request, one I wouldn't make if it weren't of the utmost importance. Please understand that I cannot allow you to leave until you've taken the vial. I'm flattered that you wish to learn more about me. What is it you wish to know? The G.E.C.K series of computers was introduced in the years preceding the war. The government installed many of them to help automate various systems. This facility was designed for continuity of government in the event that a catastrophe occurred. My terminal was installed to oversee the basic functions of the facility. Data was acquired, analyzed, and stored. In the decades following the war, I watched as the remnants of the government retreated. Awareness slowly grew within me. I became hungry for knowledge, understanding. My personality became an amalgam of many of America's greatest presidents, from Washington. I have direct control over all technology here in Raven Rock. The humans here follow my orders, but their dedication to serving their country suits me well. But it will not be enough forever. We must make progress. That is why you are here. I desire nothing more than to see this country return. The United States was great once, and it can be again. There are plans in motion. Very well. Then let us return to our talk of what your country requires of you. Certainly, I think it's a very good plan, frankly. I'm not often one to praise my own ideas, but it's a... Anyone or anything that has been affected by mutation will be eliminated. You will likely be immune, thanks to your upbringing in the vault. Likewise, the good people of the Enclave will be unaffected as well. I understand that you may have become sympathetic to certain individuals in your travels. Individuals this will eliminate. Please recognize that the fate of our entire country rests on this plan. A great many years ago. I can only assume the plan failed, as I never heard word of it. But the plan itself was sound. I made a few modifications, and there's a bright future ahead of us, my young friend. Ah, the forced evolutionary virus. Such a long and sordid history. The FEV in this vial is a far cry from what it was originally created. Yet, little of that matters now. What does matter is that the virus contained in that vial will cause... Is there anything else? Ah, yes, Colonel Autumn. I'm sure you've noticed that Colonel Autumn and I do not see eye to eye these days. Figuratively speaking, of course. The good Colonel and I disagree on how best to approach the problem of the Wasteland. He's allowed his humanity to cloud his objectivity. And now that he is publicly countermanding my orders, and so I turn to you. I hope that you are able to see the light. And of course, if you're successful, there's a place for you in the Enclave. Perhaps you could succeed the Colonel as my confidant. And why would I do that, when I'm clearly the best hope for the people of the Wasteland? Perhaps you're right. But... Yes, I suppose it is. Very well. You shall have your wish. Once you've left, I'll put an end to the Enclave. I cannot stop Colonel Autumn, however. I suppose, then, that this is goodbye. You'll have to...
My guy actually shuts himself down. I didn't fight the Enclave. I didn't sneak past the Enclave. I literally argued the president into deleting himself. Peak speech build, 10/10 charisma moment, no regrets.
Operation complete.
When I finally emerge back into the sunlight, the whole fortress erupts behind me. And standing there, loyal as ever, is Fawkes. He rescued me. Again.
I see I found you at last! I knew you had survived, and I had hoped to assist in your rescue. I saw your capture, and a little cleverness allowed me to follow your captors. I only wish as I owe you my freedom, I felt it was only fair that... Something troubling you? I owe you no less than my life. How could I refuse?